Parents know that's not true. Students know that's not true. Teachers know that's not true. And so does the government.
The Manitoba Health Coalition claims that the COVID-19 data the government of Manitoba is putting out is not credible. The province releases a weekly report telling Manitobans where they're at in the fight against the virus. The report shows 0 outbreaks in schools for week 40, October 2nd to October 8th. The provincial director of the Manitoba Health Coalition, Thomas Linner, says this information is false and the government owes it to the people to provide accurate data.
Anybody who has a child in schools in Manitoba, anybody who teaches in schools in Manitoba, anytime who spends any time around schools in Manitoba knows that there have been many, many, many outbreaks of COVID-19 in Manitoba. We should expect what the government is telling us about COVID-19 to be reliable. And they are putting out that there have been 0 outbreaks in schools. It's not credible, it's incredibly disappointing, and it's wrong because it paints a false picture of COVID-19 in the province of Manitoba.
A response to these claims by a government spokesperson reads, "Our government relies on the expertise of our public health experts. Public health defines, collects, and publishes outbreak data on a weekly basis." Linner questions the credibility not just of week 40, but of every week since the beginning of the school year. He says the Health Coalition has been extremely concerned since the provincial government lifted health measures in May without providing any thresholds by which some of these health measures will be restored.
What are those thresholds? What kind of community transmission, what kind of hospitalization numbers, what kind of ICU numbers would actually trigger a return to some of these public health measures? I think the government needs to be honest with Manitobans about what's potentially at stake.
He says that dangers lie with Manitobans having a false image of the spread of the virus in the province, and it gives room for anti-vaccination political candidates to push anti-science approaches when they get into office. He says there are no other sources to access accurate data and calls for answers from the government to provide Manitobans with the reality of COVID-19 in the province.
It's on the government to explain to us how they've got this so wrong, how they're going to correct it, and what we're going to do next in the fight against COVID-19.
In Winnipeg, Temi Olatunde, City News.
Next.